When I got out, I felt like nowhere was safe.
My victory was finding the help I needed.
But there's more to be done, and more victories to be won.
Thanks to DAV, now I feel like I'm human again.
Help support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
The Fever take on the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA semifinals. Game 3, Friday night at 7:15 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Your fantasy roster is set. The smack talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. It's an enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
You talk about the team as a collective and not letting the success of the Super Bowl get to their heads. Doesn't Nick Sirianni deserve some credit for that, for setting the tone?
A team that always says we do whatever it takes to win is just lip service until you actually got to do something to win. So I loved everything about this team saying, okay, what we have been doing, is it working? Now let's make the adjustments.
The Eagles are the best team. Any discussion of dethroning anybody and winning the Super Bowl, it runs through Philadelphia.
So everyone loves Philly, right? Except for Commander fans, Giant fans, Cowboy fans, Packers fans. Okay, so somebody doesn't love the Eagles, but for the most part, everyone is very high on the Eagles, saying fly, Eagles fly, when it comes to Super Bowl 60 taking place in Santa Clara, the home of the San Francisco 49ers. But who else could be in that Super Bowl? Who else could be a threat to knocking the Eagles off or taking part in the game against Philadelphia? That's the question we ask here on Game Night on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, SiriusXM Channel 80, and tune in, presented by Progressive Insurance alongside Victoria Arlen. I'm Q Myers, and Victoria, I'll go ahead and start with you. I think that we're both very high on what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing. I'll say this, they're 3-0. It hasn't been the prettiest style of getting to 3-0, but you get credit for the dubs. You're 3-0. You're feeling good about yourself. But, you slip up, all of a sudden you can find yourself, looking up saying, hey, how did we get behind maybe the Commanders or whatever the case may be. But let's just assume that the Eagles are going to keep rolling on. We don't have to go into great detail about them. We know what they bring to the table. We know who they are. Who's another team, let's just say an NFC team, that you feel like is a threat to the Philadelphia Eagles? Who would that be for you?
I mean, I like the Lions, to be honest with you, the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
I think they had a bit of a, I'm going to use this word again, they had a little bit of a whoopsie-doopsie performance against Green Bay in their season opener. And I feel like Coach Campbell, did you hear that thunder just now?
No, I did not. I'm in Las Vegas. It's crystal clear.
Okay.
Crystal
well, no,
clear
I didn't know if you could hear it through my mic because I'm afraid of thunder and lightning. So this is fun. Anyways, Coach Campbell, he brought the thunder, all right? Because they basically they marched into Baltimore and had a straight-up statement victory over Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. So I feel like after that win, Detroit really kind of re-entered the chat and said, hey, guess what, guys? We're still here. We still want to do this. So I think, and that Ravens team, like, they have a really stellar dynamic roster led by Lamar Jackson. So for the Lions to go and do that, I was super impressed. So I think they're the team for me.
Well, it's funny. They got embarrassed by Green Bay week one. Right? They just got dominated by Green Bay, and then we knew how good Green Bay was until they went on the road and took on Cleveland, who has a really good defense, and they lost. Yep. Right? So now they're 2-1, and then all of a sudden you have Monday Night Football. So sometimes we're victims of recency bias. You see Green Bay lose to Cleveland, and then you see the Lions beat the Ravens the way they did, where they scored 17 points in the fourth quarter, and they really got physical. They really put their will on the Ravens in the fourth quarter. They caused the third Derrick Henry fumble of the season and in a critical moment. So I can see how the Lions could get back into that conversation. I'd like to see a little bit more because we do know that they're working in so many new coaches, but so far so good. And I really liked, especially in the second half and later in the game, I liked the defense from the Lions. At first, defense was optional. right? Through 3 quarters, it was knotted up 21-21. But then that's when Detroit went on their 17 points that they scored, and they held the Ravens to only 9 points. So they did a really good job with that, buckling down. And once they smelled blood in the water, they were able to close the door. So I do like